those guys. And Magic and Bird are in that same era with David Thompson and Bill Walton. So, yeah, so this is the kind of the way it all shook out. I did not pick any order of the teams themselves, so that was kind of just random the way it generated. But what I did do, obviously, is go through and actually pick, and so that's subjective as to which player is higher. This is the final pick. Scotty Barnes would be that final pick. And so it's just interesting to see. There's actually enough players to put in. I think the only group where I ran out of a single player was the oldest group, but the fact that there was enough to do a full roster for even the oldest teams, it definitely was not expecting that. So 2K has quite robust catalog of players, even the very, very old ones. So here's the way it all kind of panned out. The most modern era, I went ahead and put Steph Curry as the top of the modern era, and Jordan as the top of his era, of course, and LeBron as the top of his era, with Durant coming in right after him. They're being in the same era. I could have put Durant in the modern era, but I feel like his career took a turn in the wrong direction, even though he was winning championships in Golden State. So giving him more of the early year inclusion with that Thunder time period. Bird, I did credit as the top in that era. Dirk being third in the LeBron James era, even though he got the best of him in that shining moment. Jokic number 2 in the modern era, Magic number 2 in that era, Hakeem number 2 in his era, Kobe number 1 in the 1995 to 2005 era, with Scotty number 3 in his era, Wade as 4 maybe in the LeBron era, behind Durant and Dirk. Giannis as 3rd in the modern era. Kareem, I believe, was tops in the oldest era. Again, going off of the dominance of his early entry into the league. I could have put him later in the Magic era, but that he didn't really win without Magic. And that came so far prior to that it felt like it made sense to put him in his own era. I mean, they literally changed the rules on dunking the basketball in college because of him. So that's the oldest era. You got Shaq coming in at the 2nd in his era behind Kobe. Julius Erving as 3rd behind Larry and Magic in that era. David Thompson coming in as 3rd, not 3rd. Michael, Hakeem, Scotty, David Bryson. Got Bill Russell as number 2 in his era, behind Kareem. Moses Malone coming in as 4 behind Dr. J. Chris Paul in the same era with, I think he might be last in the LeBron era, the 5th. Duncan, of course, I put him behind Shaq. You got Wilt, who's behind Russell, Oscar behind that. Thompson, I believe Thompson's the last one behind Malone in the Magic Bird era. Bird Magic is the way I have it. Garnett comes in at the tail end of the Kobe era. Karl Malone, tail end of the Jordan era. West is the final of the traditional era. And then rounding out the modern era, you have, again, initially you had Curry, you had Jokic, Giannis, fourth. I have Doncic, fifth, Embiid, and then Iverson rounds out the same era with Kobe. And so I was wrong. Garnett is fourth, behind Duncan, Shaq, and Kobe. So yeah, that's the first round. The way the teams broke out, the teams were built with the initial player just kind of being a random assortment of where it fell, and just dictating things based off of what decade. You heard the thought process of trying to put players in order. Certainly this would not be a extensive list of who is best. I was going to try to let things play out as they play amongst their peers, try to get a feel for where the depth is in the league in the different decades and eras. So from here, you can look at the teams. I know the only difference once I get out of this screen is I'll need to make two trades where I made a mistake here and there. Doc Rivers for Kendall Gill and Blake Griffin for Kenyon Martin. Most of that was just kind of forgetting what decade I was searching, because there's no way to do that manually. That has to be, or no way to do it without it being manual. So yes, Scotty Barnes is the final roster filler for Steph Curry's Miami Heat, and then that's the full list. And I will let this jump out, and we'll go from there. Really curious to see how this plays. I'm going to save multiple versions of this. I decided on the third pick. I wanted to, and I'm only going to do one season of this, so this part doesn't matter at all. I am going to actually play with a player lock on Kobe Bryant to see how, see if that is hopefully something I can get some runaway on. There's a lot of games on this load, so I may not have the bandwidth to do that, but I would like to play with the Kobe roster. But then mostly I have a load that I will save and just let it totally sim on its own, and probably even a third one where I'll actually watch some gameplay. And I know that things are different when gameplay is on here compared to just letting it sim. So I will definitely want to see kind of the difference. And figure out who's okay. Doc and Kobe are definitely not in the same era. Yeah, and so once I prove this, then I can jump into the rosters and slow down a touch. But yeah, I'll probably just fly through this real quick, just so you get to see the rosters. Then we'll go from there. Alright. a lot of this is just making sure that the rotations wind up the way these teams foresee. A lot of times the way you draft a team, it won't work the way you want it to, especially if it's something to do with the first few players, to make sure that I was going for talent as well as fit. And so who knows, they may not all play well together, but I don't know whether to make everyone have a 9-man, or looks like most everybody has a 9-man rotation. Actually, that rotation looked kind of decent. They just don't have enough minutes. I don't know what's wrong with that. This range is pretty bad. Very strange. Oh, he's got 9. So everybody's got 9. 10. So did I say that? 10, 10, 10. Oh, who knows? Probably adjust it to 10. And some of this, I think I'm going to have to do for these starters I was talking about, just to tweak a couple guys. This team, this was the very final pick of the first round. This is where Allen Iverson got taken, and then Vince Carter came in right after that. So it just kind of failed the way it did. I didn't even notice what. I think I need to change him to center. Just based on the way it failed. This is supposed to be actually a Bruce Bowen starter. See, he's not even in the rotation. So, unfortunately, Chris is going to have to guard some guys that he's not really capable of guarding, but maybe they can score 150 points in game and outrun everybody. Yeah, see, I think that puts Carter. No, Bruce Bowen probably at 4. Actually, it might have to be. We're going to have to put Carter at 4, at least offensively. Which, you know, super freak athletic. We'll throw it all down there. Alright, let's see what it looks like. Much better. That was the way it was intended. Okay. Much better, see? I'm not even supposed to be getting playing time. But, little tweaks. And see, this I'm going to put back to a 9-man rotation, I think. Because Van Horn's not really providing a lot of help. You already got so much scoring. So I'll have to go case by case a little bit. But yeah, I don't know how long this video is, but that is where we're at for the premise of this. I might do another one just to kind of, once I get done with editing all the teams like I just did with that one, go through all the rosters.